This one's going to make a little better sense when we look at it the two different ways because we have a variable on this side. So you're going to see the cross multiplying a little bit more clearly. So let's do it both ways again. First way, I'm going to multiply both sides by the least common denominator, which is 4x. 4x. All right, so 4x on this side, 4x on this side. And again, if I put it over 1, hopefully that will help. So 4x times 5 is 20x over x, plus 4x times 7 is 28x over 4. And then we have negative 36x over x. And again, the reason that I multiply by the least common denominator is so that these will go away. So this now becomes 20 plus 7x equals negative 36. So I subtract 20 from both sides. I have 7x equals negative 56. So x equals negative 8. All right, second way. This is when we leave this side alone, and we're going to get this side down to 1 fraction. All right, so the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to multiply this side of the equation by 4 over 4. Well, I should say this, I'm going to multiply this fraction by 4 over 4. And this one by x over x. And I'm not doing anything over here. I don't need to. Okay, so this now becomes 20 over 4x plus 7x over 4x equals negative 9 over x. So this is 20 plus 7x over 4x equals negative 9 over x. And now I can cross multiply. So I have x times 20 plus 7x equals negative 9 times 4x. Now I can cancel out these x's, not this one because it's inside the parenthesis. Okay, but I can cancel out these, and I get 20 plus 7x equals negative 36 minus 20. 7x equals negative 56, x equals negative 8, which we just saw. Okay, now in this particular case, I honestly think that the first method is the easiest way to go. You just take the least common denominator, and this one is easy to find. And then just go through. You can see that this took more steps. But when we have different situations, the other method might work better. So let's do the first method again. Let's take the least common denominator and multiply both sides by it. And in this case, it's x squared minus 1. Because x squared minus 1, remember, is the same thing as x plus 1 times x minus 1. And I have x plus 1 here, so this is the common denominator. If you are having trouble knowing what I'm doing there, come and see me sometime and I'll explain it to you. Okay, so multiply both sides by x squared minus 1. This one is x squared minus 1. Okay, so this becomes x squared minus 1 times 4x plus 1 over x plus 1. And remember, this is going to distribute to both of these. So this is 12 times x squared minus 1 over x squared minus 1 plus 3 times x squared minus 1. All right. Now I'm going to factor, I'm at least going to factor this one, okay, because it's going to cancel with something here. So I've got x plus 1, x minus 1, and then 4x plus 1 over x plus 1. Here I can see that these just cancel, and this we just distribute. This is 3x squared minus 3. And over here, we see that the x plus 1 cancels. Okay, so now I'm left with x minus 1 times 4x plus 1. I'm going to distribute this, or FOIL it, and I'm going to, it's going to give me a quadratic, so I'm going to get everything to one side again and factor and solve from there. So this FOILed is 4x squared, okay, plus x minus 4x minus 1 equals, I'm going to combine like terms here, I've got 3x squared plus 9. Now I'm going to move everything over. So if I subtract 3x squared from both sides, I get x squared plus, well, this I can reduce, or I can subtract. So this is minus 3x minus 1 equals 9. And now I can subtract 9 from both sides. I get x squared minus 3x minus 10 equals 0. Okay, this factors into x minus 5 times x plus 2, right? Because negative 5 plus 2 is negative 3. Negative 5 times 2 is negative 10. So my answer is 5 and negative 2. All right. I don't like doing these problems, the ones with the little, more difficult denominators. I don't like doing this the first way. So let me show you the second way. I mean, it still worked. And this one's going to work too, but there's just a little, I think, less confusion. So the second way is to get both sides to have one fraction so we can cross multiply. This side is done. So all I'm doing is looking at this side, and I'm going to add these together under one denominator, with one denominator. So I'm going to multiply this side by x squared minus 1 over x squared minus 1, right? That's going to give me the common denominator right there. So 4x plus 1 over x plus 1 equals 11. Oh my gosh. Equals 11. Yeah, equals 11 if you look at it sideways. Equals 12 plus 3x squared minus 3. Okay, so I distributed this 3. That's what I did there. All over x squared minus 1. Okay, so now I'm going to cross multiply, and I'm going to combine like terms here. So I've got 4x plus 1 times x squared minus 1 equals x plus 1 times, this is going to be 3x squared plus 9. Hopefully you'll notice here that when I factor this, I'll be able to divide x plus 1 out of both sides. And that's going to make this one easier too. So this is x plus 1, x minus 1 equals x plus 1, 3x squared plus 9. Divide both sides by x plus 1. Okay, and I'm back to two binomials that I need to FOIL or distribute. And this gives me 4x squared minus 4x plus 1 x minus 1 equals 3x squared plus 9. Combine like terms, 4x squared minus 3x minus 1 equals 3x squared plus 9. And then I'm going to move these over. So now I have x squared minus 3x minus 10, which is exactly what I had before. X minus 5 times x plus 2 gives me 5 and negative 2. So it might look like the same amount of work, but I have a lot less that I'm adding into this equation, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm just finagling this one, and that gives me a lot less room for error. So I will do the next one on the next video.